What's up, you guys? It's Layla Lynn and I'm back with a new video. I realized I haven't made a video on this channel in a while, probably over a month. I was ill, and when I get ill, I think I have damage to my vocal cords to where it takes a while for it to sound good. Or to sound normal, really. So I made a few videos on my other channel, but I really haven't been present on my other channel that much during the month of February. But I do feel better now. I feel like my voice sounds normal now, even though I do really think I have damage to my vocal cords. In any case, I have not covered the Nancy Guthrie situation, so I want to give you my take on that. And I also want to tell you why I have not been talking about the D4VD situation, which has nothing to do with my health. But first, if you're watching this video, if you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, I'm Layla Lynn. This is my crime and context channel. I'm giving you the context. A lot of times it's in my opinion, sometimes it's based on reports, based on profiling, but I'm giving you the context to the crimes. So make sure you subscribe, click the bell, click the thumbs up button, hype me up, and do all the YouTube things to support this channel, to support me here on YouTube. I want to start with D4VD. Now, I stopped reporting on that case when Neo was brought in as a witness, because it's my opinion that Neo is he should be a co-defender. That case against David should be against Neo as well. I believe his last name is Langston. But I want to say this, and I don't want to be crude, but I do want to be honest. I feel like, and I've said before, that I think Neo and David are dating or were dating. They probably don't even talk anymore, but I feel like they shared a psychosis. Obviously, David was psychotic. You could see it through his music, and I feel like a lot of people thought it was just, what do they call it? Artsy. It's just artistic. Like, he's not really going to chop someone's hands off, even though he's making videos of a girl that looks like Celeste chopping her hands off and things like that. People thought it was artsy. They didn't take him seriously. Even his own parents didn't take him seriously when they should have. And so when it comes to Neo, we have heard that he was really into corn. And y'all know what I mean by corn. And there are levels to corn. And people say he went from a level of like regular corn to like gore. G-O-R-E, gore. And so what he did, in my opinion, was train himself to be an animal, because what it does to people is desensitize them. So I feel like with him being homeschooled, apparently on the internet all the time, chronically online, he went from corn to gore. And he desensitized himself so much so that he was able to objectify Celeste in a way to where she was a literal object to him that he could cut up. It's been confirmed now. Her appendages, like her arms and her legs, were cut off. Even I showed you guys on his album cover, he shows her arm cut off. That was his turn on. That's what got him hard. And this is why I hope he rots in hell, because that's what got him hard. The thought of cutting up a child. Celeste was not even, in my opinion, I wouldn't even call her young lady. To me, a young lady is like 16, 17. Maybe she's going to prom. She's putting on her first formal dress for the first time. We are talking about a 14-year-old, an 8th grader. And so what got him hard was the thought of objectifying a child, of literally cutting off the appendages of a child. And I feel like he shared that psychosis with Neo. Now, this is my opinion. It's all my opinion that they were both into gore. They were into corn, escalated to gore, and they objectified Celeste, who was vulnerable. She was a vulnerable runaway child. They objectified her so much so that they were able to dismember her, and it got them hard. That's my opinion. And there were even lyrics. I saw lyrics somewhere, I want to say on Reddit, about things of that nature, dismemberment, things of that nature, and it being a turn on. And so in any case, ever since Neo was arrested, it has almost made me want to vomit when I think of the situation of Celeste being victimized, objectified by those two men. And like I said, I hope they rot in hell. And I feel like there's a special place in hell. It's a special corner in hell for people who can do things like that to children. So that's what I have to say about David, Celeste, Neo, possibly Asia. I feel like Asia may not have been present, but I feel like she knows something. It's just all crazy as hell. So while I'm here, I also want to talk about my thoughts on the whole situation with Nancy Guthrie. So the fact that there is footage of this man who kidnapped Nancy Guthrie, that there's footage of him at the door trying to, I don't even want to say disable, but block the camera, you know, with foliage. It's number one, it's given rookie. So we know he was a rookie, and we know he spent 42 minutes in the home, which gives obsession. You know, and I looked it up, like the profile, like how would an FBI profile someone like this who spent 42 minutes in a home before abducting someone? And it is wild. It is not normal. Normal, like a professional abductor, which I thought at first, before the footage came out of him, you know, at the door with the foliage trying to cover the camera, I thought it was a professional abductor, possibly, that was doing a job for someone else. But that 42 minutes has always given me pause. It's always given me pause. But I did do some research on that, and just my personal opinion as well. I feel like when people commit crimes, there's a certain enjoyment they get out of it that people don't always address. And that's why specifically in this video, it may be vulgar to some of you, but I want to address, like D4VD. I think it made him hard. Neo, I think it got him hard what they did to Celeste, what they did to their victim. And I think it is a certain amount of enjoyment that this man, we'll just call him X, whoever it is that kidnapped Nancy Guthrie. I think it was 42 minutes of him roaming about her home, enjoying it. And a lot of times people power trip. And so with him breaking into her home, not being noticed, you know, not being in danger really, because I feel like he knew that the alarm system was not connected. There were reports that this was not his first time at her home. There were reports that he was also at her home in January. So it's like he did his research. He knew the alarms were not connected. He felt like this was a safe place for him to commit this crime. And I feel like that was 42 minutes of power trip and 42 minutes of, you know, walking around the home, whether he had Nancy tied up or whatever he did. She could have been asleep for half that time. He could have known she ain't going to wake up. This is an elderly woman, sleep. You know, no alarms went off when I actually entered her home. We don't know what he did, but I feel like it was 42 minutes of power and possibly pleasure for him, whatever he was doing. And so I feel like it's a certain amount of obsession. He was either obsessed with her or possibly Savannah. But somehow he finds that he's driving Nancy Guthrie, the mother of Savannah Guthrie, to her home. And her home don't look secure to him. He sees her walking through the garage. He don't hear no alarms going off. Like he's checking out the premises, and it doesn't feel unsafe to him. Like it doesn't feel like a secure home. There's no man around. There's no dog around. There's no nothing. It's just this old lady, you know, in her huge home. And so I do feel like it was some obsession. And I feel like that was 42 minutes of obsession. Normally, if someone's abducting someone, they're going to get in and get out. They're going to get in and take them and get out. And even if they did want a, reward or what have you, when they're holding someone for ransom, they do say that they will take their medication because they do want to show proof of life, because they do want the money. They'll take their medication when they take the person. And he didn't do that, which again shows that he was a rookie, and again shows that it possibly was not for ransom. And those ransom letters that TMZ and other news stations were receiving were likely all, I know some of them were confirmed to be false, but they were likely all false. So in my opinion, again, it's power and a sick pleasure that certain people get out of tormenting a vulnerable victim. And if you look at Nancy Guthrie, if you look at Celeste Rivas Hernandez, you see two vulnerable victims. So those are my thoughts. Y'all leave a comment. Let me know what you think. As always, thanks for watching.